I think in India, there is this acknowledgement that we need to fix our education system, right? And there is an acknowledgement that there is something that is not right with it. Now, there isn't a statistic that is more telling about just how bad the crisis is than the fact that 60% of children in Standard 3 cannot read, comprehend, and do math. And there is evidence and research that says that if a child is not set up for success by grade 3, can read, comprehend, and do math, then that child is going to struggle to fight against the odds that are already stacked against him or her. In this country, unfortunately, education is a privilege, it's not a right. What I mean by that is that depending on which household you're born into, that sort of determines the quality of education that you have access to. If success in later grades, in higher grades, is determined by how well a child can read, comprehend, and do math by grade 3, that is the problem that we want to fix. So Madhi works on what we call foundational learning, which is basic reading, comprehension, and numerical skills by grade 3. We're saying that a problem of this magnitude and complexity needs a much larger approach. It needs a systemic approach. So we work with the system. We work with teachers, we work with principals, we work with teacher trainers, we work with all the learning material that children have access to, and we're saying that each one of these components in the value chain of education needs to be fixed. And therefore, we work directly with the State Education Department and tackle what we call 3 T's: teaching learning material, training, and tracking, which is basically to see how well our children are doing on a regular basis. What we're here to do is not to save the world, we're not here to do good, but what we're here to do is solve a problem that needs to be solved urgently. Longest time, the development sector is where I wanted to work. What took a while is for me to decide which, was it education, was it healthcare, because there are different, aspects to the development sector. I think education for me just felt very personal. I think I've had the privilege of a great education, both in India and abroad, and to not be able to do something with it just seemed wrong. And I've seen what education, good education, can do. So Madhi turns 3 this year. Madhi's vision is to reimagine school systems and eliminate the foundational learning crisis in Tamil Nadu by 2025 and in India by 2040. Why we say that is that it is very, very important that we do not lose another generation to bad education. And the way the demography, the age demography in India is moving, I think there is a certain urgency with which we need to tackle this problem. So that's where we're headed, and that's what we're bracing ourselves for.